Okay, so I want you to put your hands together each time I call the name of a coach, okay? Mr. Ephraim McLeod. Mr. Cleon Smith. Mr. Cleon Smith. Mr. Gavin Wallace. Mr. Neve McNally. Mr. Gary Graham. Mr. Stefan Pattison. Otherwise known as Gold Teeth. All right. Okay. And our representatives here from Scotiabank here with us today, Mrs. Janet Billings-Fritt. She's the, let me tell you her title before. She's the Assistant Manager of Business Banking at the Mandeville branch. Put your hands together for Mrs. Janet Billings-Fritt. She was accompanied by Miss Olivine Raynor. She's also a business banking officer here in Mandeville. Thank you for attending. Okay, we also have to give big thanks to the kitchen staff. Did you enjoy the food this week? Yeah. Okay, trust me, it was a unbelievable menu of choices each day. We were fed with some wonderful Jamaican cuisine. Okay, we want to give it up for for Umpire Nish for his presentation on the laws of the game. Now, I want everybody to give me a big clap for this person. I mean, them say, if a grass grow, take it. Give it up for the cameraman. Okay. At this time, I am going to invite somebody very special to this whole program to come forward and to basically give an overview of what happened from Sunday up until this morning. Okay? But before I do that, I also want to recognize our first Vice President of the Jamaica Cricket Association and also a West Indies Board Director, Mr. Milton Henry. Put your hands together. Okay? So the big man himself, the driver behind this whole operation, at this time, is known as the Territorial Development Officer of the West Indies Cricket Board. Everybody, I'd love for you to stand to your feet at this time. I want you to introduce your left hand to your right hand and put your hands together and welcome Mr. Philip Service.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dwight. Mrs. Janet Billings-Fritt, representing Scotia, Jamaica. Mr. Milton Henry, representing both the Jamaica Cricket Association and the West Indies Cricket Board. Coaches, parents, kiddie cricketers, good morning. My task is just to give a report on the camp. This kiddie cricket summer camp is the latest of a series of initiatives taken by the West Indies Cricket Board, supported by its sponsor of kiddie cricket, Scotiabank, to introduce the game of cricket to youngsters in primary school mostly, but primary and prep schools, it's fair to say. In the early days, the program was just limited to an international display at matches at Sabina Park. In the early days as well, we had one territorial development officer and one kiddie cricket coach. But based on our intervention and also Scotia seeing the need for the improvement of the program, we now have in Jamaica a number of coaches. I think the total now stands at 9. And these coaches visit the schools in different parishes. Right now we are at 70 schools in this program all over Jamaica. And during the summer holidays here, we'll be having some consultations with the local associations and schools to, in fact, add more schools to the program. We recognize that there are a number of schools out there who want to come on the program, but we want to do it the right way. So we don't want to add too many schools and we can't provide the support to the schools. So we will take our time, build the capacity of this program, and as we do that, if we can add more coaches, then we'll add more schools. In addition to the international display and in addition to the visit to the schools that the coaches do, we also provide training for capacity building inside of the school. Many of the schools don't have PE teachers. So what we do is that we provide some training for those teachers. Let's come to the camp. We set our objective this year to try to find, if we can, the best 60 kids all over Jamaica who we think could benefit from a week's activity, not just of teaching cricket, but also of developing personal life skills. Because, as I often say, cricket is just the vehicle. What cricket is really about is just playing a part to make you, the kiddie cricketers, become better citizens and better young men and women of the future. So on Sunday the 14th, at different stages during that afternoon, we assembled 55 youngsters, drawn from every parish, Mr. Henry, except Hanover. And we have to do something about that next year. Right? Every parish except Hanover. And I also took some initiative. There were persons even in the Cayman Islands who was hearing about this program. And we invited, there's a young lady here who resides in the Cayman Island and was here with us for the week. So we are really, I think that was a very good initiative as well. We started, of course, by establishing the very strict rules of the camp. And we empowered Mr. Ephraim McLeod, who was both camp father as well as head coach. And we also had Miss Monique Wisdom, who was camp mother as well as our nurse. Could you please give them a round of applause? Of course, on Sunday we started tasting the sumptuous catering of Kendall Camp kitchen staff. Give them a round of applause. And then Monday morning it was down to work. We started every day with our usual warm-up. Sometimes we started with presentations. We had presentations on healthy lifestyle. Right? We had presentation on nutrition, because what we noticed at the early part of the camp was that the children would not be eating the vegetable. So we took out that section of the nutrition module and we spoke about the importance of vegetable in the diet, and we highlighted some of the things that could happen to them later on if they were not eating the vegetable. And I am pleased to report that by the end of the camp, all youngsters here were eating a sumptuous section of vegetable in their diet.
I understand some were asking for more.
And some were asking for more, right? Okay. Now, Of course, on Sunday evening, one of the things about this camp, was the amazing team that we compiled. And, we could not have done all the work we did during this week without the support of a number of persons, and I'm going to list them in a while. But I would like to mention my administrator, Kimono. I have to get the name, because sometimes at my age I forget names. It's Kimono Hansen Winter. Please give her a round of applause. She also deputized as guidance counselor during the week, because we felt that it was important to have that element in the program as well, dealing with the little challenges that you will have from time to time. Okay. So it was down to work on Monday morning. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, basically we divided the children into 4 groups, and they were exposed to different skills of cricket. Batting, bowling, fielding, wicket keeping. Everybody here, every single youngster here was exposed to every one of those 4 skills. And later on, when we come to the awards, I can tell you, Mr. Henry, it is difficult to pick a cricket side. As you know, if you're a selector, it was very, 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 very difficult for us to decide. Right, it was definitely so. Definitely so. It was very, very difficult for us to be able to determine who would get the respective awards. We also appreciate the presentation done by umpire Nish, who was with us yesterday, and we'd like to say thank you again, sir. Right. Now, for us as coaches, I can tell you, we are tired. It was a tiring but rewarding exercise. And as Mr. McLeod, as we reminded one another during the week, on Sunday evening, when some persons came here, there was a particular youngster who said to me, "Sir, I want to go home." This was Sunday evening. Apparently, there was some whispering amongst the boys that, we are going to toothpaste and we are going to do this. So he became afraid. But we dealt with that in our first meeting on Sunday evening. And I am happy to say that there were no incident of toothpasting during this camp. Not only that, that young man who wanted to go on Sunday evening, if you ask him now if he wants an extra week of this camp, he would tell you definitely yes. So that means that we have done a very, very good job keeping their interest. There was also another youngster who, Sunday night, started to cry and said he missed my mother. By Wednesday of the week, it was the mother who had to be calling who was missing him, because he no longer missed the mother. Right? Okay, so we had a good week. And the truth is, in my opinion, every youngster here learned something during that week. Is that so? Can you confirm that? Did you learn anything during this week? Yes, sir. Okay, that's very good. And for us as the coaches, and I know Scotia will speak later on, for us, that is what gives us the most satisfaction. That you, the children, really benefited from this exercise. Because at the end of the day, that is what this exercise is all about. Before I go to my seat, all of this could not have been possible without a very professional security team that we brought in, iWatch Security. In fact, they were more than security. They were assistant camp mother, assistant camp father. They were gophers. Anything you asked them to do, they would have been willing to do it. Give them another round of applause. And of course, we could not have operated and achieved the objectives of this camp had we not been in the cool hills of Mandeville at Kendall Camp and Conference Center, which I think is an excellent place, Mr. Henry, for us to take our national teams when they are in their preparation stage. So finally, in closing, I hope I have not left out anything. Finally, in closing, I would like to, there's voter thanks later. I would like to thank the coaches, staff, all the persons who supported this activity. Speaking on behalf of from where I sit in the scheme of things, this is a step in the right direction. And one of the things we'll be doing, we'll be tracking your development, youngsters, from here into whichever high school you go, right? And I would like you now to stand. All Kiddy cricketers, please stand. Okay. I would like you to repeat the 3 lines that we practiced. Right, that we would say at this function, and we maybe will do it at the end as well. After 3, 1, 2, 3.
I am a hero. We are heroes. We are Kiddy cricketers.
Thank you very much. Have a seat, please. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, put your hands together for Mr. Philip Service. At this point in time, we're going to be introducing another person who is going to come and talk to you. And he's the first vice president of the Jamaica Cricket Association and also a director of the WICB. I want you to put your hands together one more time for Mr. Milton Henry. Come on, keep it going, keep it going.
Thank you very much, Mr. MC Washington. And, you know, him deserve a round of applause, not true? Does Mr. Washington deserve a round of applause? And if he didn't, you could say no, you know, but clearly he did. All right? To Mrs. Janet Billingsford from Scotiabank, Mandeville. To Mr. Philip Service, by all accounts, the man of the moment. He did a good job. All right, you can stop now. Thank you very much. He did a really good job. And we're not putting our hands together for Scotia. Of course, to the parents. The parents here, can we stand, please? And the parents here? 1, 2, and let's put it together for the parents. I know there are times when some parents want to get their children out of the house, but I know as a parent, it's really hard to let go of your children at this age for a whole week and put them in the hands of coaches. So really, thank you for your confidence, and thank you for allowing the Scotiabank, Jamaica Cricket Association, West Indies Cricket Board, and the coaches to really have your youngsters to be able to work with them and mold them into the future national and West Indies players. Right? It is really, for us at Jamaica Cricket Association, we view it as a part of our strategic arrangements, the partnership with Scotiabank to do the Kiddy cricket program. As you know, we have to look to the future, and this effort is really to get you all to learn to love the game. Who don't love cricket, put up their hands, let me see it. All right, good. Who love cricket, put up their hands. All right, well, parents and coaches, let's give them a round of applause this time. Very good. Let me just ask, you all know your coaches? All right, follow me around a little bit, and as I touch them, you call them name, all right? What you going to do? As I touch them, all right? Now follow me now. Mr. Smith. All right. That's a coach. Is not a coach? Mr. McNally. All right, well, I'm going to stop there because I wanted to do something else for me this morning. You all know your favorite coaches, right? Everybody know their favorite coach. All right? So each of you, listen to me now. When I count to 3, you're going to just shout out the name of your favorite coach. So everybody, think of who your favorite coach is, and then after I count to 3, everybody shout out the name of the coaches. The favorite coach. All right? 1, 2, 3. All right. But I can, one more time. All right, well, what it sounded like there were lots of favorite coaches here today, right? So put your hands together to thank the coaches one more time. All right, let me take the opportunity to congratulate the coaching staff, the staff everyone who looked after the youngsters so well over the week. I know it must have been with some challenge, but what we have within the JC and within this program, led by Mr. Service, are people who love cricket and who love youngsters. Right? And I think that's what it is all about. So what we hope is a long relationship with Scotiabank through Kiddy's Cricket, and that this strategic alignment will continue to be the nursery for top-class cricketers into the future. The approach that from a policy side, the approach that certainly JCA has, let me speak at that level first, is that we wish to see cricket go as the game that every youngster that goes through the school system is introduced to and plays. So that down in the future, we can see it as the #1 game in the country. Now, what does that mean for us? That means that as far as we can, we have to get the reach of our programming through our schools, through our communities, and everywhere that youngsters are available. All right? And this is not just for male, because part of our policy as well is that all our teams in the early years, they should have at least one female. And so that we can grow the game, not just among the male, but among the female population. Let me see the girls in the group. Raise their hands. All right, that's a good start. 11. So 11 out of 55. All right, so, and I'm sure as the love grows, as we spread the game, that 2 things will happen. We'll have a camp of more than 55, Mr. Service, and 2, the balance, of course, will continue to reflect how the love for the game is. We also will see going forward a proper under-13 program, because as you know, Jamaica is behind in that respect. Certainly, I know in Trinidad and Barbados, they have under-13 program where they play among themselves. And that is probably will be reflected into the future, into how the under-15 team operates. So from programs such as the Kiddies program, we would hope to continue to draw the best and really mold them even earlier so that they can become some of our top-class cricketers from the early stage. And we would want to have that recognized. I know the WICB does value the partnership with Scotiabank. They are our official bank of West Indies cricket, and we are proud of that. It's a long association when you go back to 1999. Indeed, how many of you as youngsters were born before 1999? I see Mr. Bonner put up his hand. We know that, Mr. Bonner. All right. So it means that Scotiabank relationship and kiddies cricket was around before all of you were born. And I think our hope is that the children of these boys and girls will come to kiddies cricket in the future. So that Scotia will be around for periods, not just for now, but at least another 14 or 15 years. So, we can grow the generation and really be proud of the work being done. All right? So again, congrats to all. We really look forward to the future for youngsters to emerge here as future Jamaica and West Indies players. Let me see the ones who are going to make it to Jamaica and West Indies in the future. Show them up, man. Raise them. Put them all the way up, man, and be proud. All right. Put your hands together for the future Jamaica and West Indies players. So in closing, let me again thank Scotiabank on behalf of Jamaica and West Indies cricket through the Kiddies cricket program, to thank the coaches, the parents, all the awardees. For each of you, let me just say, not all of you will get an award here today, but believe me, you're all winners. You're all winners. And please, as you leave, take that with you. Firstly, you are what? All winners. We know you're heroes, but to the point of being a hero, we're also adding that you are all winners. All right? So don't be disappointed if you don't get an award. Just come and tell me. Enjoy yourself for last week? Yes. All right. And you learn something from it. I want one more week. Let me see the hands of those who want one more week. Well, I don't know. Next time we can agitate for a 2-week camp, Mr. Spirit, to be sure that. But tell me something. If we give you one more week, you still going to want one more week? Because while we love you all and we want you to be here, we know that your summer must come to an end and we have to move on to the next step. All right? Let me do a couple of things as well to congratulate some persons. Where Mr. Bonner is? Mr. Bonner, stand up for me. You know that gentleman at the back there? Anybody can call him name? Mr. Bonner. I have some real bright ones in the group here as well. Is Mr. Nkrumah Bonner? Mr. Bonner is a what? Jamaica player and West Indies player. All right? So, Mr. Bonner, don't sit down yet. Tell me. And he won't sit unless I tell him, because he and I go back a long way. Mr. Bonner, did you ever come to kiddies cricket in the past? Were you part of kiddies cricket? All right, well, but nevertheless, we want to be a West Indies player in the future. You're looking, all right, as a turnaround and you're looking at one. And what does it take, Mr. Bonner? Lots of hard work, all right? But believe me, it is possible. It is possible, because I remember when Nkrumah was like many of you and starting out, and to the point where he can now say he's a hero and he's a winner. Thank you very much, Nkrumah. And put your hands together one more time for him, right? Mr. Cleon Smith. Anybody can point at Mr. Smith? Him there, same one. Mr. Smith was again reappointed as the coach for the Jamaica senior women's team. And I wanted to put your hands together for him. And I am sure of one thing, he's a winner. Because the women's team is the defending champion for both Mr. Smith, the T20, but both forms of the competition, the T20 and one day. And we're going to defend it, right? All right, so we expect him to, again, as a winner, as a hero, come back as champions. All right? So, as we look to the future, let me just say Jamaica and West Indies cricket is in good hands, I see. And the future look bright as we see the talent that is here and the sort of work that is being done to mold each and every one of you, to build your character, to let you enjoy the game, and to ensure that in the future we continue to produce top quality cricketers to serve both Jamaica and West Indies cricket. Thank you very much.
Okay. This camp wouldn't be possible without the financial assistance of Scotiabank, right? I don't want us to take it for granted of the importance of, recognizing what Scotia has done for kiddies cricket. Because if it wasn't for them, where would you be today? Doing what? Okay, so, at this time, I'm going to invite Mrs. Janet Billings-Fritz from Scotiabank to come and talk to you. Put your hands together, stand to your feet, stand to your feet. Very importantly, put your hands together. Show her some love. Miss Janet Billings-Fritz.
Henry, First Vice President of the JCA and WICB Director. Mr. Philip Service, WICB Territorial Development Officer. The camp team, parents, kiddie cricketers, good morning. Congratulations on completing a week of the first ever Scotiabank WICB Kiddie Cricket Camp. Are you happy that you came? Yes. I know you had fun. Yes. You had fun. Did you want another week? That means you learned a lot, right? Wonderful. Scotiabank is really excited about supporting your growth and development in the game of cricket. Doing well in this program also has positive implications for all other areas of your lives. Through the discipline and the lessons learned from this sport, you will be better students and better citizens. The key, though, is to be rounded, not too focused just on cricket and on winning, and not just too narrowly focused on academics. It has been well documented that involvement in sports can help children be mentally sharper, have higher self-esteem, greater sense of responsibility, and stronger social skills. And this game is ideal to help you in all those areas. Cricket as we know it took shape around 300 years ago in the rural parts of England. Perhaps played in similarly beautiful surroundings as we are in today at the Kendall camp. The game came to the West Indies in the 19th century, that is in the 1800s. And now, here we are in the 21st century, and you are the ones to take it forward. The game has seen lots of changes. There was a time when in some countries, only the rich played cricket. But now, everyone can play and enjoy the game. What is important is that you can play, enjoy, and also make a career of cricket. So the Scotiabank Kiddie Cricket program builds your character while widening your options. Continue to grow in your love for the game. Build your expertise. Develop your character from the lessons and discipline instilled by your coaches, and you will find that this experience will be one of the most defining of your life. Scotiabank is happy to have helped create this opportunity for you. We have been growing the sport since 2000 and just signed another agreement with the WICB to take it further over the next 5 years. We are doing this because of the importance of cricket and the opportunities in it for the region's boys and girls. I thank and commend Mr. Philip's service, the coaches, and each person who played a role in the success of this camp. Parents, thank you for encouraging your children's interest in the game. Youngsters, aim high. Aim to make your name part of history books, like many of the great West Indian cricketers who have gone on before you. Thank you.
Keep it going, put your hands together. Short and sweet from Mrs. Janet Billings-Frith. Okay, at this time I'm going to be asking a question. We have some prizes to give away. Okay, I want...
Protocol observe. Good morning to one and all. On the road to the West Indies is not an easy task. It's a tough one. The game have a lot to offer. If you be successful, you can win a lot of monies and stuff. But play for the love of the game. And as I said before, put in the hard work and you will reap the rewards. Thank you.
Woo! Hard work is the key to success. Okay. So at this time, in Suraj, put your hands together. Sorry. Ramoy Francis. Shamar Bulai. Roshane White. Come on, give him better clap. Put on your hands together. Put your hands together. Right behind her is Malaika Wright, her best friend. The little big man, Mr. Carrick Stewart. And his brother, Mr. Ajay Stewart. Jabari Erskine. Brittany Taylor. Come on, the clap's getting weaker and weaker, man. Come on, come on. Calvin Reed. Smile. Smile for the camera. Calvin Reed. Tyrese Walters, the gentleman. Romario Horton. Okay, thank you very much for your participation. I'm going to invite now Mr. Stefan Pattison to come and issue the rest of certificates. Miss Mahalia Morgan, the young lady from the Cayman Islands. Mr. Rajmore Williams. Akeem Malcolm. This is the spokesman of the camp. Antonio Green. Damani Query. O'Dane Burton. Claps getting weaker again. Ajay Braham. Ricardo Bose. Rojari Thompson. Mr. Cool. Mr. Rogeri Thompson is the quiet man of the camp. Vijay Dixon. Kimani James. Nikoi Salmon. Davone Burton. Melissa Levy. Tyrese Frew.